Hey everybody, welcome back to another design tutorial. And in today's design tutorial, we will be making this cool website in Adobe XD. And I will be linking the final file down in the description. So go ahead and download that and start designing on your own. As you can see, this is a travel website. I have this kind of filter board on the left, which has all the important filters. And I also have a search bar at the top, so I can just search for location, landmark, or hotel name. And on the right, there are these cards which first of all showcase one image of this hotel and the name of the hotel and the price, the rating, and the brand. And this button will lead us to an expanded version of this. So without further ado, let's just get started. So first of all, I want a 1920 by 1080 pixel artboard right here, which is the standard web artboard. And I want to rename this to home screen, just to simplify everything. And what I'm going to do now is first of all set out the layout grid. And the layout grid, just follow my instructions, will be 10 columns, gutter width of about 40 pixels, column width of 140 pixels, and the borders, the margins should be 80 pixels. And I'll just change the upper margin to 40 and the lower margin to 40 as well. So you have all these this layout set up. Now we will start making the design. So I want a rectangle which will go from the edge of this layout to basically the third one here. And I want the width of this to be about 680, and the height should be till the bottom. So you can make it extend to the bottom just like that. And I want to remove the borders first of all. And since we know that this is the left placement, I will double click on the artboard and remove the layout so that we have a clearer view. Now, as you can see, I will also activate the shadow just to give this a bit of depth. 12 by 24 is what I'm using here. And I want the shadow to be about 5%. You know what, let's just bump it up to 10% so that it's not too dark and it doesn't, just pop too much. And also what I want to do here is just above this, I want to create another rectangle, which is the same width more or less, and the height is about 100 pixels. Perfect. And I want this to have a rounded edges, so go from 0 to 100 right here. Perfect. And I will remove the border and give it the same shadow as this card right here. So 12 by 24. And let's test 5% out first. Yeah, 5% is fine with this card. And I want this card to be 20 pixels from the search bar. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so 40 pixels from the search bar is fine for now. And we must make sure that this is according to the layout. So I still have a little bit of space, so I'll just shift it up a little bit. And I'll remove the layout once again. Perfect. And let me bring it 40 pixels from the search bar. And right here, I want to have a search button. So let's quickly make that. Let's quickly draw a circle. And here you go. And right here, what I'm going to do is I will make this orange, which I have already saved in this XD file, which I will obviously be linking down in the description. And I want it to be about 10 pixels from the edge right there. Perfect. And what I'm going to do now is I already have this symbol saved, which is the search symbol right here. It's a generic magnifying glass which is used for search, and I will group both of these together. Perfect. That's perfect. All I've got to do is make this button look slightly three-dimensional. I always like to give it a slight gradient to give it that three-dimensional look. and I'll give it this, oops, wait a second, I'll give this dark, which is basically a black, to a dark orange, just to give it a slight 3D effect. Perfect. That's just the amount that we want right now. And I will give a text here to showcase what we have to search for. So search by locality. Okay, that's huge text. We'll just change that. Locality, landmark. Landmark or hotel. Perfect. And I want this text to be, I already have saved the style, which is 24 pixels, and Cerebri Sans semi-bold. And I want this to be 40 pixels from the left. Perfect. And let's make this opacity 50%. That is absolutely what we require. And the next step will be to make the calendar. Okay, so before I go ahead, I'd like to say that, so I am doing a challenge where you will submit your challenge inputs or your designs to me on my Facebook page. So I'll give the link to my Facebook page down in the description. You can go ahead and join my group. It's free of cost and anybody can join, regardless of if you're a beginner or an advanced user interface designer. And then what I want you guys to do is check this design out. I'll give the link down in the description as well to the XD file. Take this as a base and I want you guys to experiment with this design. And the most eye-catching and best experiment will be featured in my next video with another challenge, and he'll be crowned, he or she will be crowned the king or queen of that design challenge. Okay, so the calendar is, I have a little trick down my sleeve, so let's try that out today. I'll make a text, and rather than writing anything, I'll just make a space. Just hold space and make a space here, and this text box is saved. As you can see, it's in the layers panel as well. So what I'm going to do is I will change the font size to 24 pixels and I'll make this semi-bold. Perfect. So I have the style set up. Now what I'm going to do is I'll say repeat grid. So as you can see, I have this handle which I can drag around, and I'm just going to drag this till the end of this card, and just a little bit towards the bottom as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the space between this text from 20 to about 40. Let's try that out. 40 pixels, and the height should be again 40 pixels as well. So as you can see, I have about 3 rows here and 40 pixels. Let's get this right. Perfect. That's right, and I'll just decrease the width just like that so that it fits. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do, I will be ungrouping the grid, and if I go to plugins, I have a little plugin called bullets right here, and numbers is what we want to choose from here. I will be linking this everything basically down in the description. So numbers, we'll click on numbers, and as you can see, we have a neat little cute calendar set up for us. I'll just lock this background in, and I'll delete the dates that we don't want, which is up to 31. We want everything till 31. And as you can see, everything is laid out perfectly. What I'm going to do now is I will decrease the opacity of this black to 50%. Let's just do that. Everything else is fine. So how about 25? Yeah, that's perfect. And what I'm going to do, I want the dates to be from 20th to 31st. So bring the rectangle tool again, and from 20th, bring it to the edge right here, and another rectangle right below it from 27 to 31st. Perfect. And I want this, both of them to have the same height. So I'll make this 50 pixels in height. Right here, I'll do the same thing. So 50 pixels in height. And I'll make this an orange shade, which we've already saved. Both of these in orange. Remove the borders and make sure it lies behind the numbers. So I'll just put them behind the numbers just like that. And right here as well. And I want these numbers to be white. This calendar to highlight the dates we're going or traveling. white and increase the opacity to 100. Perfect. And I want the border radius for the left edges to be, or left corners to be, about 20 pixels. Just like that. You know what? This looks good just as it is. So we're experimenting, we're trying new stuff. So here also on the top, we want, on the right hand side, on the top, we want 20 pixels. So now we have 20, and as you can see, we have round edges on the top right here and on the top left here. So this looks kind of cool. And it shows that we've highlighted these dates for travel. Now I'll just group everything here. I'll bring this down just a little bit. And what I'm going to do is, so that people can choose the month and the year right from here rather than going into a calendar widget, what I'm going to do, I'll just place a text here which will say what is the month right now. Yeah, March. So I just wrote March there. I'll just change the color to black for now, and I'll put it right here, right above 1, and I want this to be orange. Perfect. And the text should be 24 points. If you haven't set that right now, and make it semi-bold. So it should be, you know, it should show right here, right? And I will make a quick triangle here just to show that it's expandable. So you can, it's like a drop down, a little drop down. And for a triangle, what I'll do is create a rectangle first, go to plugins, and I have another cool plugin which is convert shape, and I'll convert it to triangle, just like that. Perfect. And I'll just rotate this so that it faces the bottom, and I'll change it to the orange theme that we have and make this much smaller, say about 10 pixels in width, and place say about 10 pixels from March. Okay, so I'll group this, and I'll create another option. I want it to be 20 pixels from March right here, and I want it to be 2019. Perfect. Just shift this a little bit, make sure it's 20 pixels from the left, right here. Perfect. And I want this to be yeah, it's 2019. That is perfectly fine. Just shift the arrow a little bit. Perfect. Now we can choose which month we want and which year we want and the dates. So we have a little working calendar right here. I'll just group everything here. And what I'm going to do next is I want the brands. So I will go through this real quick. So for the brands, I'll just say brands. It's perfectly fine. And I want this to be a gray, a dark gray, something like this. Perfect. And semi-bold is fine, 24 pixels, again fine. And I want this to be about 30 pixels from this calendar. So 1, 2, 3. So the brands will be enlisted here. Just copy this from the top till here, and I want this to have 20 pixels from brands. Spacing, perfect. And make this 50% in opacity. Again, perfect. And just randomly, we're gonna write in brand names. I don't know, Taj Hotel, and I will place it right here. And for the underline, since these are more or less pressable links, I will be giving an underline right here with this line tool. Perfect. And I want this to be about 10 pixels. Oh, it's a little too thick, so about 4. Perfect. And I want it to be the same color as the heading, and 50% in opacity. Perfect. Place it about 5 pixels from Taj Hotel. Make sure it's the same width as the text, and perfect. And we'll group this. I'm just quickly gonna skip, and I'll have a quick list of hotel brand names right about now. All right, so I have everything laid out just about here, and I also have this show more button which will show me more brands. And just for show, I have selected so as to say Marriott and Radisson, so you know that the person who's searching is searching on the basis of these brands. So one thing that I missed, which is very crucial, is the price range. So I'll bring this down a little bit, and I'll just copy this heading to the top, just like that, and 1, 2, 3 from the top, and I want to say price range. So anybody looking for hotels will be looking for a certain budget. So this is for all of those guys, and I want a quick line, create a quick line and say 4 pixels for the line, and I want this to be the same as the heading, and the same color as the heading, and about 50%, 25% on opacity. Perfect. And I want a circle which will depict our bottom line right here. The circle should be about 24, is a little too big, so about 20 pixels. Perfect. And I want this to be orange again, because that's our theme right here. Orange is pretty safe for a travel website, so that is why I'm using it. And there you go, the circle, and I wanted to give a shadow which will be an orange shadow right here. That's pretty cool. 50% and 12 on the y-axis, and 12 on the y-axis and 24 on the blur. Perfect. And just hold Option and copy this over to about the middle of this line, and copy this line over real quick and make this orange. So I can just use the color picker and just use orange right here. Make sure it's 100% opacity. And we want it to be the same width from this circle to this circle. So I will just align everything right here and make this line shorter. Perfect. So below this we will be placing the price, which is $20, which is the lowest price that we can offer, and which will be 24 pixels. How about bring it down to 20 pixels? Perfect. Right below this, 10 pixels from the circle, and copy this over to the middle of this circle and say about $120. Make sure it's in the center of the circle, and at the end we'll just place text which basically says, what does it say? Yeah, it should say about $250. Perfect. And make this the same gray as this line. Perfect. Now we have a price range calculator which says, okay, how much money the person wants to spend. So we'll just place this properly right about here, about perfect. So now we want ratings, which will be the same as these links right here. So rather than Taj Hotel, we'll just write bad or poor. I'll skip to that and you'll see what I mean. Okay, so we have everything laid out here now. The accommodation type, which is the stars. So I have 4 stars laid out here. So I've selected 4 stars, and the rating is excellent. So that is how it works. All the links and selectable items will be like this underlined. So kind of like links or buttons. And the price range is set as well. So I'm just gonna quickly unlock the background and just group everything here just to make sure everything is set. So one thing that I've got to say, we want the background to be slightly towards the grayer side. So maybe an FA will do. So hash or pound FA. Perfect. This is like a very slight gray. And now what I want is the cards. So first of all, we make this background, the border radius of this background about 20 pixels. And we will just copy this background real quick, just the background over here, and make a quick card out of this. Make sure it's the height is about half of this area, right? And we want to expand this till the edges. Bring the layout again. If you forget where the edge is, just make sure it's the same distance as the layout. So quickly remove the layout, and here I want another rectangle or square, whatever you prefer, and I want to make sure that they're centered out, and this should have a radius of 20 pixels again, same as the edges or the borders. And I will quickly place a hotel image in this right here. Looks pretty cool. I want this to be about 30 pixels from this card right here. So 30, perfect. And again, bring the layout out again, I forget. And right there, perfect. You know, change the layout quickly, yep. And that is one card. I will quickly fill in the data, so I'll just say, what is this? Courtyard Marriott. Courtyard Marriott Jaipur. Jaipur is a cool city and cool little city in India. It's pretty touristy. If you want to come here, it'll be dope. I want this to be slightly larger than all the other text, so 32, and opacity should be about 50%. Perfect. That's good enough. And about 20 pixels from the image, so 1, 2. You know what? 3 will do better. And that is about it. And we'll just copy these stars over from here real quick. So I want 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The entire rating should be right here. Perfect. And I'll remove the 4 star obviously, and I'll lock the background out so that I don't shift it by mistake. And I want the stars to be here, and I want this to be slightly smaller, so make sure it's slightly smaller, and about 5 pixels from the text right here. Perfect. So we know what the rating of this hotel is and what it is and where it is. Now we want all the other information, which is what is the other information? It's the price. So the price is probably the most important. So price, give it 20 pixels, and regular, Cerebri Sans, and about 50% opacity. So we know this is the price. Place it according to the text here, and just copy this over down here and say $120. That's probably a bargain, but it's fine. And 32, about 24 pixels on that. Okay, this is much smaller than what I was expecting, so which is fine. So orange, we'll make this orange and make sure there's 100% opacity, and give this a semi-bold or semi-bold property. And just place it below the price, 5 pixels below the price, and group this quickly. That's fine. And place it slightly below the bottom of this image. Perfect. That is the price. Now I want a quick, just space it about 30 pixels from the price. You know what? 50 is better, because there's better differentiation then. So price, what else do we want here? Okay, rating. Yeah, rating is something that is important to us. Rating, excellent. I would expect so. That's $120. And again, give the same spacing, 50 pixels, and rating we'll change to brand. It already says here Courtyard Marriott, but in certain cases it doesn't say Marriott, so we want to make sure that the user knows where he's going. So Marriott will do. Perfect. And let's make this card slightly less taller. It's pretty tall right now, so I'll just make this slightly less taller and make the image slightly less taller as well. And perfect. And we will place this price, rating, and brand accordingly. Absolutely perfect. We have everything here set up. Just one last button, which will be the link to the next page, or which will lead to this hotel. I'll give this orange background a circle, which is about 60 pixels by in radius, in diameter actually, and place it right here. Perfect. And I've already saved this right arrow as a symbol, and I'll place it in the center of this circle. Group it out, and there you go. There's one card. I'll quickly just group it, and I will skip to the part where I've finished all these cards. Okay, so I've skipped to this part now, and I've already said quote another hotel here, and it's the same star, this about the same price. I've changed it to 100, given this star because a lot of websites have fluctuating prices. And to differentiate these, what I've done is I have these small lines which basically are dividers for this. So that is the design. So, let's just make it full screen, and it looks pretty damn clean and everything is so good looking here. So that was today's video. If you liked it, go ahead and give this video a huge thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and also hit that bell icon to get notified about my cool videos every Monday and Thursday. I post every single week. I don't miss. So I hope you liked that video, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless.